Okay, folks, here we are for part 2 of an examination of the original claim filed by Lanpher and Rogers with their 30-year lawyer Jack Hennon, who should know better in my opinion. 27 CV 177166. Again, this is part 2, and what we're going to look at today are the prayers for relief. This is what the neighbor, well, I don't know why they're praying, they're church-going people, but anyways, I don't know why the neighbors are praying for relief for much of this. It makes no sense, and we'll get into it right now. Now, if we get going through the complaint, we get to page 15, and we find out that there are pages 15 through 19. All of these pages are their prayer for relief. Nothing simple around here, folks. Nothing simple at all. Okay, well, number 1. Injunctive relief in the form of a court order requiring both Nygaards and Go Green Energy to remove plaintiff's land, all personal property. Wait a minute. They're ordering a corporation to remove personal property? Corporations don't own personal property. Okay, so even in the first one where they want us to remove all of our personal property from outside our house, they conflict because Go Green Energy couldn't have any. Bullet 2. Injunction, Nygaards, Go Green Energy, placing or storing anything within 6 inches of the property line. Really? Everybody else, the whole state of Minnesota, can store up to the property line. I can go take pictures all around where everyone's doing it, but I don't get to, I guess. Or my wife, or Go Green Energy, which Go Green Energy doesn't store anything here. Okay. Bullet 3. Injunctive relief against the Nygaards and GGE for wind turbines, wind turbine posts, flag poles, footings, and any other structures. Okay. Removal of all wind turbines, posts, and footings. I forgot to put flag poles, but don't worry about that, because number 4, removal of flagpoles and signs and all poles with concrete foundation. Really? Now, they're being generous. They're saying we can keep the one flagpole the code says we have, but no, all flagpoles and signs and poles with footings on the Nygaards property only have to go. Number 5, court order stating that J. and Kendall Nygaard Go Green Energy must not post no trespassing signs. So even though they're legal, and you can buy them up at the hardware store, Menards or Lowe's or Home Depot, the Nygaards do not get to post their property as to no trespassing. Okay. Now, here's a fun one, okay? We are not supposed to, this is bullet 6, we are now not supposed to trim any trees or shrubs until they're at least 3 feet over the property line. No matter what it is. It could be anything. It could be noxious weeds, invasive species, but we can't trim any of it till it's 3 feet over. And if you look at what they write in there as well, without permission from Lanpher Rogers, so they're being generous. They may want to give us permission to trim our tree branches or others that are on our property. That's awful generous. Or we could go to court and get an order saying we need to trim the trees that are, like, say, over the property line. So we got those. How's that for great? But what they do say in the next one, number 7, gives injunctive relief to allow the trimming of arborvitae, blah, blah, blah. But here's the best part. Any incidental trespass required for trimming. They want to say that they can trespass and trim trees from our property, if that's what they want to do. Okay, next one, number 8. We cannot mess with survey stakes. Well, there's a long-running story behind that, and that's things like the ground freezes, they fall over, deer come running through, dogs come running through. I've got pictures of this stuff. Who knows how and why things fall over. And they blame me. They blame me personally, say that I went out and did it, whether or not they witnessed me do it, whether or not anyone else witnessed me doing it. No one's witnessed me knocking over or messing with the survey stake anywhere, but now we need a court injunction to prevent said survey stakes. Not only that, we're supposed to pay, that's the next bullet, number 9, we're supposed to pay for a surveyor to put survey stakes in for them. I know where the line is, I don't need them. Okay, now we get down. Let's see. Try to figure which one it is. The decorative lighting. Well, I skipped a page, that's why. There we go. Okay, injunctive relief against the Nygaards and GGE, which, by the way, Go Green Energy doesn't own anything here, from using any auxiliary lighting to provide nighttime illumination. Really? So, other people get to do it, but we can't light our stuff up at night. No decorative lighting for the Nygaards. Cannot have decorative nighttime lighting. Now we get to the, not quite the last, but the most encompassing, and I'm trying to find the right, here we go, number 11. Injunctive relief again. So this is all court ordered. They want the court to order us to do all of this because we're so bad. Injunctive relief, let's see, J. Nygaard, Kendall Nygaard, Gogurt, to remove any and all wood scraps, junk, dock, and boat lift parts, and other debris. Wood scraps, junk. That's called a firewood pile, folks. So they want my firewood pile gone. Junk, we don't have junk in our yard. I do keep recycling out in the yard from time to time till I bring it down for recycling, but that's okay according to code. And here's the best part. We aren't supposed to have boat lift or dock parts in our yard. Excuse me? This is Lake Minnetonka. Lake Minnetonka, Minnesota. Now, I've lived there for over 2 decades with dock parts and boat lift parts in my yard, but these people who moved in after me, nearly a decade after me, now are trying to tell me that I don't get to store this stuff in my yard, even though many people do. Dock and boat lift parts. How nuts is that? I mean, who's got the nuts to ask something of that of someone? That's just crazy. Now, the next thing we get to, they've got, here, wherefore, Lanpher Rogers demand judgment, this is on page 19, against City of Orono. But they also demand judgment against the Nygaards. And what do they demand from the Nygaards? They demand, one more time, injunctive relief for bullets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 10, basically saying that our property, even though we do not live in a gated community, has to be pristine according to their opinion. Treble damages for trimming the arborvitae. Now I'm going to put up on the screen right now. Here's what their arborvitae line. Here's what the arborvitaes looked like last summer, after I trimmed them the fall before. You can see how healthy they are. And now, if you look at this picture I'm putting up, you can see the rest of the arborvitaes that are just ugly and junk. So they're trying to get us to pay treble damages for properly trimming an arborvitae during the fall, to the point where it's the healthiest one on the property. Now, what did I trim? And the only thing I trimmed? The branches coming over the property line that were on my shed waving around. So, supposedly, I have to leave these things grow 3 feet, wave all over my shed, and if I get their permission, I can trim them off. Or I can do what I did, trim them during the right time of the year, and have the healthiest trees in the whole line. They want monetary damages in excess of $50,000. So let that sink in. $50,000 for what? For what we do on our property? That they don't like? I'm sorry, people, but this is America. Okay? I am a veteran, disabled veteran at that, and I got these people who did not serve their country coming and trying to tell me that I need to treat my property as if it's a gated community. When I grew up here, they didn't. They moved in after me. Now, what do they want for the 50 grand? They say that we have diminished the value of our property by these supposed activities. No trespassing signs and flags and harvesting the wind. And having a firewood pile and storing our dock equipment. Well, those are things incidental to everybody's property. You know the interesting thing about that claim? They already lost it once before. When Judge Susan Robiner in the Hennepin County District Court ruled that it's way too speculative. You can't possibly do that. So they've already lost that and they're trying to do it. How else are they trying to get this $50,000? They are claiming that we need to pay them $125 per hour for every hour they've spent going after them, or going after us. So if they chose to spend 40 hours, we're supposed to pay them $125 an hour for that. You know, you got to remember, in one of the previous videos when I put up their claims, they claimed that he claimed, Peter Lanpher did, that he spent 15 to 20 hours a week working on his problem, which is us, and she claimed that that was a low estimate, it's more like 40. So I have a neighbor doing a full-time job almost, trying to chase us out of town, and we're supposed to pay him more, and her, than they have ever in their life earned. I don't know how else to put that. What else do they want? They want interest. On what? I have no idea. They want costs for suing us, and they want disbursements, other costs for suing us. So we're supposed to pay for everything, plus honestly, they want over $500,000 if you look at their paperwork. Just nuts. Now, what do they demand from the City of Orono? Well, that's on page 19, and we demand, one more time, their favorite phrase, injunctive relief from the city order ordering Orono to enforce all of this against us. So not only do they want the court to order it, they want an order forcing Orono to do it, just to make sure. So there you go. They want Orono to go after us, and injunctive relief, writ of mandamus, ordering the City of Orono to enforce all codes on our property, as if they're not supposed to already do that. But we saw earlier, like I said, Orono's out of this suit in regards to these people, even though for some reason Orono argued that the neighbors can't sue the city to go after us. Orono went after us after they were sued for 18 months and then got out. So I don't know. You tell me how screwed up that sounds to you, because to me, there's something isn't kosher here. And the fact that the judge went along with this Orono thing and just copy and pasted what they did is nuts, because it violates our constitutional rights and all. You know, you got to wonder, where the heck's the Attorney General stepping in to deal with cities like this that are just this out of control? So anyways, that is the prayers for relief for Lanpher Rogers. You make up your mind. Are these people nuts or am I?